Mr. Arko, tell us a little bit about yourself, Mike.
Mike Arko from Cleveland, Ohio. I've been in the business for 4 years now.
4 years, and one of the things that really stood out to me on our call is last year you closed 36 units in 2022, the easy year.
Yeah.
In 2023, you're on pace for 75 units.
If I continue to hit my goals for listings each month, yes, I will.
75 units. So you're going to go from 36 to 75 in 1 year. That's big. That's big. So Mike, how are you going to do it? What's the biggest differentiator from last year to this year? Because if I'm in the audience, I'm wondering, okay, that sounds pretty cool. My goal is 50. I'm only at 15 right now. What's he doing differently?
I mean, there's a lot of talk about what's going on in the market right now, and what I've done a really good job at is just putting on blinders and focusing on what's in front of me. I have my goal in front of me every single day when I'm lead generating.
Okay.
There's multiple goals that I have.
Yeah.
And 75 units is right up there. Taking my kids to Disney is right up there.
Yep.
So having my goals in front of me and actually doing the action as opposed to waiting for the phone to ring, that's what has changed this year. Last year, I was riding the high off of 2021.
Yep.
That was my second year in the business, and I did 56 units. Just over $10 million in sales volume as my second year in the business.
In 21.
In 21, I thought that I was, I thought my, what didn't stink. So
Yep. Uh-huh.
I figured that the phone would be ringing, and it turns out that it wasn't, or wasn't as much as I had hoped. So being proactive, sticking to lead generation as the base and foundation of my business, is what's been able to, help me accomplish these goals this year.
Yep. And I know you joined one-on-one coaching in December of last year. You've been through listing mastery and prospecting boot camp. So you made the decision, and you did that all within a 12-month period. You went all in.
Correct.
Why did you decide to do that?
I knew I needed to change. I knew that there was more out there for me, and I needed someone to help me get over the hump. I kept hitting a glass ceiling. I still think I'm hitting a glass ceiling. And just figuring out from going E to P, entrepreneurial to purposeful, I knew that I needed, someone to hold me accountable. And I'm very fortunate that I made that decision. On my call with Dylan every single Tuesday, it's been a huge game changer.
Yeah, that's awesome. So talk to us about your morning routine, because obviously I know that's something that we teach. By the way, just giving you guys a heads up, you'll all be building morning routines tomorrow. Can't wait for that. Talk to us about your current morning routine and what changed last year. Yeah, now all of a sudden no one's going to show up tomorrow. When are you going to do that, Jeff? Just out of curiosity. So talk to us about what's changed in your morning routine.
The big thing I've learned from it is if you don't do it, and I'm not perfect by any means. I fail multiple times throughout the month, even the week. If you don't follow what your morning routine should be, I'm not gonna have a good day, and it's hard for me to get over that hurdle if I am not out of bed at the time that I'm supposed to be,
Yep.
or if I'm not at the office at the time that I'm supposed to be. So on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I always want to.
Give us specifics.
Yeah, absolutely. So Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'm at the office no later than 8 a.m. By 8 a.m., I send a picture to my coach of me in front of my computer, not me.
Yep.
I usually have my watch in it, so
Yep.
it has the date.
Yep.
It's not just a picture that I can, save and send
Sure.
to him once a week.
Yep.
And then I give him 4 numbers. It is contacts that I had the previous day, appointments that I had set, listings that I had taken, and the amount of people that I've added to my database.
Yep.
And then another 4 numbers of what my goals are in those 4 categories.
So what you did yesterday and what your goals
Correct.
are today in that same category.
Correct.
Okay, so you're in Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 8 o'clock, and what happens from 8 until noon?
Yeah, 8 until noon. So I'm on the dialer calling expireds from 8 o'clock to no earlier than 10.
Okay.
I will take a little bit of maybe a 15-minute break.
Mindset break in the middle. Sure.
Exactly, yeah. And then I get on the phone with for sale by owners.
How do you not, when you take your mindset break, let's just say you take it from 9 to 9:15, how do you not get distracted and get back after it at 9:15? Because that's a challenge a lot of agents have. They take the break.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, Carl's hanging out at the coffee pot, and you guys are shooting the breeze and talking about what you're going to do for Taco Tuesday and a networking event. And next thing you know, it's 11:30, and we got to start planning for lunch. How do you have the discipline to get back after it when you take that break?
It's very difficult because most agents end up showing up in the office around 10 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
That's the nice thing about getting there early. I'm the only person in my office of 465 agents. There's a lot of times when I pull in the office, my car's the first one there. The parking lot's empty.
Yeah.
But it's very difficult, and you just got to hold yourself accountable to it.
Yep. So your first round of calls is expired. Then you take a mindset break. What happens after that?
I get on the phone with my favorite for sale by owners.
Then you shift to for sale by owners. Because for sale by owners will answer a little later in the morning. They'll answer any time of the day. Where expires, that's not always the case.
Correct.
And so you do that until 10?
Correct. I'll do that from 10 to at least 11. It depends on how my success is going, and if I'm feeling good, then I'm going to keep going until I'm ready for lunch.
Yeah.
So.
And if what happens between 11 and 12 on the days that you're not continuing till lunchtime?
I'll spend some time on social media, figuring out what. I'm not the greatest at social media marketing. It's something that I'm looking to improve on.
Yeah.
But I'll spend some time on social. It's another way for me to reach out to people, because I want to reach out to anyone that I know, and I don't have everyone's contact info that I have on social. So direct messaging people that I haven't talked to in a long time, trying to post some content.
So you would say that you're consciously using social media to get in front of people that maybe you wouldn't necessarily get in front of with the for sale by owners and expires.
Correct. Yeah, build credibility. Build credibility within people who know me, but they might not always know what it is that I do.
What happens if somebody wants to schedule a closing for Wednesday at 9 a.m.?
Well, I guess the nice thing about Ohio is I don't have to attend closings.
Okay.
But yeah, those
That's
times
probably
are...
the only nice thing about Ohio, by the way.
Hey now.
Sorry, guys. Well, and they have good roads, too. They have good roads. Sorry, good roads. Two things.
Yeah, no, it's not negotiable.
Okay, somebody wants to see a house, 9 o'clock. What do you do?
I don't like showing houses.
Okay.
But yeah, no, to answer your question, that
Home
time,
inspections, whatever.
Yeah, that time is more, that is treasured time. There's an agent in my office who taught me that if you walk away from your lead generation in the morning, you're basically handing someone a check for $7,000, which is the average commission check in our office.
Yep. The day you give up on your morning routine is the day you sacrifice a commission check 90 days from now.
Correct.
Love that. So talk to me about, a lot of people are kind of afraid of for sale by owners. And I know you started working for sale by owners pretty early.
Yeah.
And maybe it was because you didn't know any better or whatever, but tell us about that experience.
Well, yeah, I didn't know any better, and there's you mention all the time, there's a list of people you have met or you haven't met. Which list is bigger?
Yep.
And when I jumped into the business, my wife was pregnant. We had our first baby on the way, and I knew that I wasn't going to get paid for a very long time if I didn't get now business. So I asked my productivity coach, who was my who at the time. I got to give a shout out to Eric Akbar. That dude changed my life in so many ways.
Yep.
He gave me a Glover U script, for sale by owner script, and said, Mike, I want you to take this. I want you to go to Zillow. I want you to stand in that call booth and just read it.
Yep.
Call someone and just read it.
Just read it. Let's start
That's all
there.
you got to do.
Just start with reading it.
Yeah.
It's not going to come out right. You're going to fumble the words, but just start there. And so when did you have your first success with the for sale by owner?
It came actually 2 months after.
Okay.
And it was my first listing. It was in Euclid, Ohio. And I remember I was at my wife's doctor's appointment, actually, and I missed the call, and she left me a voicemail saying, I want you to be my realtor. You've been the most consistent person following up with me, the nicest person that I've had the pleasure with talking with over this period of time, and I think you are the right person to represent me in the sale of my house. I didn't even have to interview.
Yeah. Just because you were persistent in your follow-up.
Correct.
Yep. And so talk to us a little bit about your current for sale by owner process. Initial call, lead follow-up, what does that look like?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not good with systems. I don't have a set system for it. I want to make sure that I'm contacting every for sale by owner in the market. I don't care what the price point is.
You don't care.
It's all money.
Yep.
And it's all future business.
Yep.
So I just want to make sure that I'm connecting with them. And there's a lot of agents in my market, and this is something this is a reality. And I'm sure it happens in every market. There's a lot of agents in my market who are really, really nasty to for sale by owners. They tell them, you don't know what you're doing.
Oh, yeah.
You need to do the right thing and sign the contract and list with me.
Yeah.
And if someone said that to me, there's no way I would sign any piece of paperwork or want to do any business with someone like that. So
the minute you make someone wrong, you break rapport.
absolutely.
So that's
Absolutely.
stupid.
So, I mean, the secret to my success is just being a human being to for sale by owners, being a nice person to them.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I'll always use the script and, I say, I'm calling about the house on Main Street. Is this the owner? The first question they ask, are you a realtor?
Yeah.
I say, yes, ma'am, or yes, sir, I am. I can only imagine, how many calls have you gotten today?
Yep.
And you just be a human to them, and they appreciate it, and that gets my foot in the door with them. And that's always the goal, is to get your foot in the door, get face-to-face with them.
Just get face-to-face. Whatever
I can do that, I can convert them.
Yeah. And is it usually, probably not on the first appointment that you convert. It's probably get face-to-face and then some follow-up afterwards.
Correct.
What does that look like for you?
Yeah, and that's what it is. Follow-up, when you follow up with them, if they say, call me in a week, you call them in 3 or 4 days. Sometimes it is the first time that you meet with them.
Yeah.
And you'll get lucky. If you talk to enough people, you're going to get lucky enough times.
Yeah. One of the things you said to me on the phone was hey, Jeff, I haven't been great at systems, but there are some systems of yours that I've been using. Can you share the resources that you've been taking advantage of?
Yeah. The podcast I listen to religiously every single week. That's like the number one thing.
And that's free. Anybody can have access to that.
That's the number one thing. We talk a lot about mindset, and I don't know about everyone else, but after I listen to like a good, healthy mindset podcast or anything inspirational, I'm fired up. I really just want to go, make some calls or sell some real estate or just do something productive or go work out or whatever. So the podcast is the big thing.
Awesome.
I always attend the half days when you come to town. So
Yeah. Good. Mike, let's hear for him. Nice job.